So, hi, Laura here. Today I am going to be doing a video on the Aha Honey palette, and instead of just doing it first impressions, today I am going to do how to deepen up these yellow colours without having to use brown or a darker brown than this. Because I think everyone looking at this palette who sort of thinks, well, how am I going to deepen it up? They're going to look at this brown and think, oh, I need a darker colour of this to darken it up. So I thought some of you might find it useful to see what happens to yellow when you use other colours to darken up yellow. So that's what I'm doing today. So for my first yellow look in using different colours to darken up that colour, I'm going to use purple to darken up the yellow. Now, purple and yellow are complementary colours. That means they're opposite on the colour wheel. Where's my colour wheel so I can show you? So you've got yellow and purple here. So that means they're complementary colours. When you mix complementary colours, it dulls down that colour. So you do need to be careful that you don't end up with a muddy looking colour, because that's what happens. It dulls it down. So when I'm painting and I'm doing a natural landscape and I've got a bright yellow and I want to make it a more natural yellow, I would put some purple in it or some red and blue in it, which make purple, to dull that colour down a bit. So I'm going to use the yellow first, because one of the tricks of deepening up a light colour without it becoming muddy or too much of the other colour, in this case purple, is you do the lightest colour first. So you do your yellow first and then you add in the darker colour. So I'm going to speed through doing the yellow bits, and then I'll go back to normal speed for the purple bits so you can see. So I've got my basic yellow eye look, and now I'm ready to deepen it up. And I'm going to use my Chi OMFG eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to use this purple here. And which brush do I want? I want to be fairly controlled with where I put it, and I don't want too much. So I'm going to use my Insta crease brush from Real Techniques. Hopefully you can see how that's deepening up that yellow. And I'm just going in with my fluffy brush that had the yellow on it. So the trick is to go slowly and just add little bits at a time. Of course, if you wanted it to look really purple, then you just pat purple on. But if you want to keep that kind of yellow look to it and you're just deepening up the colour, then you don't want to go too crazy with the purple all at once. So you can see how that deepened up that colour, and it hasn't made it all go really muddy because I've been very careful with the placement. So you don't want to spread the purple all over. You just want to put it where you actually want to deepen it. So I'll do the other side. Now, at this stage, you could decide that you want to go and emphasize that purple a bit more, and you could put purple in the lower lash line as well, or you could say, okay, I want to keep it looking mostly yellow and go more yellow in the bottom lash line. So that's what we're going to do, because I'm just trying to show you how to deepen the yellow rather than do a yellow and purple look. So I'm going to go in with my Colourpop pencil in punch, and I'm going to take the lid off carefully so I don't break it, as I seem to do with all my other ones. I'm going to go into the honey palette. I'm going to start off with Sweet Spot here and then move out to Oh Behave. And then right in the outer corner there, I'm going to go back into the purple, just to darken up that area. Then I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So there is my final look, and I put a purple lipstick on to go with the purple. And I just wanted to show you that you can amp up the purple on the eyes as well if you want it to be more of a purple and yellow look. But one thing you do have to be aware of is once you've mixed yellow and purple together, you're never going to get that yellow as bright as before you put the purple in, and same with the purple. You'll never get that purple as bright as what it was before, because that's just how it works when you mix them together. So you can actually put plenty on and get a more purpley look, but just be very careful when you try and mix them together. And I want a slightly fluffier brush. Which one do I want? Something little, because I don't want to get too much of it trying to blend together. So I'm just blending that very carefully just along that line. So you can go for a much more purple look if you want it to be purple and yellow rather than just a yellow look that's deepened. So I'm going to take this off and do another one to show you. Okay, so this time I'm going to show you two different colours. I'm going to do one on each eye so you can see the difference. And I figure most people who are trying to deepen up the yellows will do a brown because that's what's in the palette. So I'm not going to do a brown because you probably already know what they'll look like. But I figure most people will try a black as the next colour to deepen up with. That can be quite tricky, and it reminds me so much of a bumblebee. And so I'm going to show you using black on one side and what I would probably do instead of black on the other side. So again, I'm going to do the yellow first, and then I'll come back and show you deepening it up. Okay, so for the colour I'm going to use on this side, I'm going to use a shimmer. So I'm going to use a shimmery black for this side to show you. So I'm going to use this colour here. And same as last time, I'm going to use a very small amount and control it very carefully. Now hopefully you'll be able to see, and I'll zoom in so you can see, that what happens when you put black with yellow is very often you'll get green. And that's just the way it works. And sometimes that's what you want, that kind of greeny, black and greeny yellow look. So that's what you get. But you can't get a lot of dimension in it because you can only use black. So what I would actually do is actually use green. So on this eye I'm going to use green. Clean all the black off my brush. And I'm going to go in with this green here. And again, I'm going to do it slowly. So you can see this is where I've used the green and this is where I've used the black. Now the black side is a little bit darker because you're using a black. But to my mind, the green side is a nicer colour. So it's really personal preference there. And then what you can do is with the green side is you can actually use different kinds of green to kind of graduate it out a bit. So I'm using the lighter green in the palette this time. And then I'm going to go into an even lighter green. And I'm just going to go back into the shimmer, not too much. I'm using a fluffy brush. And you can see how I can graduate it out then, if I wanted to. And then underneath I'm just going in with the dark green under here. And I already went in with the black on the other side there. So one side's with the green, one side's with the black. This one is more graduated over because I showed you how I could use different greens, but you can get a very similar look using green or black. So this time I'm going to show you what happens when you darken up yellow with bright pink. So I'm going to do the yellow first, as usual, and then I'll come back and show you what happens. So I'm going to go in with this bright pink here, and this is from the Chi OMFG 2 palette. And as you can guess, you get a more orangey look with that bright pink. And you may be wondering, why didn't I just use orange or red to make the orange? And I will show you that next time. And I'm just building the colour until I get the colour that I want. So I'm dipping into the pink and the yellow until I get what I want. Do the lower lash line. Just putting yellow on first. Then I'm going to go in with the pink. So you can get a really kind of subtle look going. So then you get this really beautiful bright orange yellow, doing it that way. But if I wanted to go more pink, then I could just add more pink in. If I actually wanted the pink to show up rather than it just be in yellow look. So when I'm blending these two together, I'm blending towards the pink rather than towards the yellow, because I want more yellow than I want pink. Now if I wanted a really bubble gummy pink on the outer corners there, where I'm doing it now, I would have not put any yellow, because as I said, you'll never get it as bright once it's got the yellow mixed in with it. And then you get a nice pink and yellow look, but you can see the nice orange that it will go. Okay, this time I'm going to show you what happens when we mix red. And I wanted to show you the difference between using the pink and using a red. So again, we will do the yellow. So I've done the yellow, so I have to put the yellow shimmer, basically just use two colours here. So I used Dandy here and here, and then I used Oh Behave all over here and all around here. Then I'm going to go into my Euphoria BYS palette and get this Madness red colour, which most people would say was a true red. But if you actually look at the colour wheel, it's not a true red. I'm still going back into the yellow. So you don't need very much of the red unless you actually want it a lot more orange. And I'm going back into the shimmer yellow, just to brighten that up again. I'm just using whatever's left over on my brush underneath here. And dipping back into the yellow. And there it is with red. Now I could go back into the red and really deepen up it and make it much more orange. But if I'm trying to get more of a yellow look, then go more yellow than red. So I am going to go into, actually going to go into Rapture, which is the more orangey one, and make it really orange now. So I just went in with my Cosmetics Eyelights in Gal Pal and just did a little line, because this look I am going to leave on. So I'm finishing it off a bit more than the other ones. And I'm going to emphasize the orange a bit in this look by getting my orange liner from Colourpop, and I'm taking the lid off carefully again because this one is broken. And I'm going to put that in my waterline. It's watering, so the eyeshadow's falling off just there. Too many eye looks in one go. I'm going to add a bit of blush because I feel like I don't have enough on. And just using my Chi Ombre blush collection. And now I want some highlighter. I'm going to go for Golden Flower Child in this Wet n Wild palette. And I'm going to go in with Anya, which is my Classy Cake Cosmetics highlighter. And just a little pop there to really make it shine. So at the moment I've got my Shiseido Moisture Mist on in Warm Earth, and I'm going to go just over in the middle part with my Chi Midas Touch lipstick. And there is going to be my final look for today. So I didn't use blue because I wanted to leave some stuff for you to play with as well, and you can totally use blue, and you'll get different effects if you use a dark blue or if you use a lighter blue. Like if you use this kind of blue, you'd get a different look than if you used, say, a sky blue or a really dark blue. And same with the reds and the pinks and the greens. Depending on the colour yellow you use, you'll get different effects. So don't restrict yourself to just doing brown or black to darken up your colours, and especially yellow, because yellow is such an interesting colour and goes with everything. Experiment and try different ones and see what comes up, and you can either be subtle like I showed you, or you can build it up and really show off that other colour as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope some of you found that useful for you if you were feeling a bit stuck. If you have the Honey palette and you were looking at it thinking, all I can make out of here are yellow looks with brown. No, you can make lots and lots of things if you just mix in one other colour. So I hope that was useful. I hope you learnt something, or if you didn't learn anything, you just enjoyed it. And thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye!